it's like some kind of syncing issue. I can't see you and you can't see me, but
I feel you in spirit, man. You're here.
yeah, but like I feel your energy here. It's like your aura, your chakra. So
yeah, I accidentally almost gave myself a nice little crotch shot just there. Oh my god! I swear.
Right underneath. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Around the Corn, the podcast dedicated to Cornucopias, a leading Web3 AAA rated quality game. This show is presented by the Knights Guild, the largest guild in the history of Cornucopias. Thanks for tuning in. Smash that like and subscription buttons. It's the best part of my and my co-host day. If you have wild theories and questions about the game, drop them in the comments and we will pretend we know what we're talking about next episode. Follow us and the Knights Guild on X and dive deeper on the Guild Discord and the website. All the links you need are in the description. I'm one of your hosts, Bo Hubers. As always, I'm joined by the high-rise apartment king himself, Eddyz.
Hey,
what's up, Eddie?
We're back.
We're back.
In high def.
I'm here and you're here, but we're just not here together. There's a little bug happening in the game lately that is... it's like some kind of syncing issue. I can't see you and you can't see me, but
I feel you in spirit, man. You're here.
Yeah, but like I feel your energy here. It's like your aura, your chakra. So
yeah, I accidentally almost gave myself a nice little crotch shot just there. Oh my god! I swear.
Right underneath. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, man. Well, we are in Solace 3. The people I've been getting feedback about people really appreciating us doing the scouting. People seem to really appreciate the whole video I did on Solace 3.
Hell yeah, man! That was great.
We're back in Solace 3 because I wanted to go over an area with you here so we could talk about it and kind of hash it out while we're doing. We're gonna do the let's see, pull the map up. Somehow I just forgot which button that does the map somehow.
Should be right on the D-pad.
Yeah, there you go. All right, there you go. I'm auto running. All right. So we're gonna try to do this whole top left quadrant here. We're gonna go through in Solace 3. We're gonna go left or west towards the 3s, up to the 2s, and we're just gonna try to get through as much of this as we can this episode and just see what we see. This is an interesting area over in Solace 3, and so we'll see if there's any kind of thing that stands out. It's kind of like when you look at the rest of the map, it does look like there's not as much resources over here in this quadrant, right? But I do think it's an interesting area. You got a big water over this lake right here up in the top right is probably one of the biggest lakes I think in the game. And that makes it interesting. I think it's probably at some point going to have some kind of name, like a lake something or other, right? So
yeah, you would think that they would go ahead and start naming lakes or something like that, or maybe they will leave it up to the towns around them.
I hope they do. That would be pretty epic. Although that could really backfire if you get like something like, I don't know, like Snot Rocket a lake or something.
I would assume that there would be approved names for sure. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, we're not going to go ahead and name it something so ridiculous. But at the right now, but just to reiterate, we are in Solace 3, top left quadrant, which is basically District 9. I forget the name of the actual district, but we technically, based on where we are, we're actually technically in District 10 because down below us is Ivy Creek's town. So the Ivy Creek kind of stems in the center of the entire Solace 3. But then we're going to be moving left down to Fernwood and up.
Yeah, let's move down the middle between 3 and 4 so we can just kind of see both ends, and that way we'll work our way up to 2.
Sounds
but
good.
I'm sure, as we always do, we will get distracted and start being like, "Oh, look at the squirrel over here." So
that's the cat. That's the usual ATC. That's it.
Yeah, it's the ATC way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up here in these woods. We can't see each other, so it'll be maybe a little bit more difficult than usual. But
yeah,
I'm going to go up to this woods on the hill here, and then
I did jump down to these Ivy Creeks. I'm just going to expose these land plots right here for anybody who's looking into these. Interesting. Okay. I do like this area. It's kind of flat with all these homes over here down below us.
While we're doing this, I wanted to run by you what I thought was the most interesting part today of the COPI Café dropped yesterday, or no, it's Monday because we're filming Monday. We don't usually do that, but it was dropped on Saturday. He almost just glossed over it. There was I think he announced a new mini game, right? Like a new mini game that's coming out. Yeah,
kind of just breezed right past that. I mean, I know we there was always going to be talks about other stuff, but it's like that's great that we're going to have something different, and I guess it's tied to I mean, they were really adamant about it being talked about, or it tied with the phase 3 mint entirely too, and they always they both were basically hinting at shoes, as to what it's going to be tied to that. So I'm kind of curious what activity could we be doing with shoes that shoes is going to make a difference, or you're going to be needing them.
I mean, basketball, right? Like
basketball.
I don't know, like if because like before we started filming, I said, do you think there's like a shoe partnership? You see me?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Oh, hey,
it fixed
buddy.
itself.
It fixed it. Hey,
oh my god.
Look at you! Oh, look at you looking all spiffy in the white. Did you see what I got? I went down. I downgraded. I wanted to try a different color.
Oh, nice, good stuff. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, so like, you kind of laughed at the idea of like a partnership, but Wilder World did just do their Lambo partnership. So like, I mean, I don't know. Is my idea of a Nike partnership any crazier than than Wilder World doing a Lambo partnership?
Well, no, I think it's actually a smart idea, to be honest. So, like, if ever Cornucopias gets pretty big, right, you're gonna imagine if they actually designed and built the shoes themselves. Like, it's a physical shoe that you can actually purchase, and it kind of gives. Whoa, my God, I just went flying out of nowhere. They can like have actual partners. It's a proof of concept, if you will, to prove to like brands like Nike and Reebok and
maybe Balance. That's what it is, where it's not like an actual partnership, but they do like, maybe it's like, I don't know, like your Corn Cutie shoe, right? And then it's like an NFT, and then they say, look, Nike, look, Reebok, look, Eddyz, we've already basically done this. How would you like? I mean, so like I could see it probably more likely being something like that than an actual partnership yet, like the proof of concept.
Correct.
But like, I still wouldn't be surprised if there was. I mean, like, some kind of partnership tied to it or something, but my guess is basketball for the mini game, because like if you're gonna have a shoe of importance with a mini game, it seems like basketball makes the most sense. I don't know.
Or it could be a parkour kind of running event. So it could just be like a track type of thing where you have obstacles and you kind of go around it, and maybe you would need jetpack or something like that. But maybe it might be a different, not an arrows trails per se, but like something where you are having to go over different obstacles or run around certain things, maybe duck through certain things as well. I don't know. Something that's very simple yet basic, something that's already there. I think could be a potential, but I mean, I think the main thing for me that my takeaway is definitely just that proof of concept. I think it's just brilliant. I think it's a brilliant idea, because you can, I mean, it's not like we can go ahead and manufacture easily these bubble jets, right? Or these like GTI javelins, right? Like, even though that'd be a great thing in the future, because I know Josh has mentioned that in the future, like if they, if they ever could, they would do it, right? And show it in display, maybe at an expo or something like that.
Hey, come to me real quick.
Shoes, huh?
Come to me real quick while you're talking.
All right, I'm going south, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I lost you there. But like, I think the fact that you can manufacture shoes like that. Imagine if we bought these particular shoes, and in like, I don't know, 5 years from now, they actually are making them for real. And because you own this NFT, you can actually claim it. Not, I'm not sure if they would just give it to you. Maybe you'd have the rights to purchase it. Maybe, I don't know, for $40.
I mean, I think that the way it always made the most sense to me is like you buy the shoes but you get the NFT for free with it for just like the transaction fee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah,
like I think
how it should be.
The more digital collectibles you can create that are tied to real world collectibles, the better the market's going to be for them, right? Like, I mean, I can imagine a world where like shoes and the digital versions of them are actually more valuable than the actual physical version of it. So I wanted to ask you, because this is when I was exploring Solace 3 and we were here at this like land bridge, and they've used the word points of interest before. Do you think that this is like a point of interest right here, like this big ass like land bridge that goes like through this road here? Like, is there going to be like some kind of hobbit or some kind of troll or something down here that's like guarding the road or guarding the bridge? Like, And do you want to have land close to this specific, like things that are like this, like a very obvious like point of interest here? There's like land bridges throughout like all the Solaces, but this is probably one of the bigger ones, right? So if not the biggest, maybe there might be one in Solace too that's a little bit bigger, but
this is a very interesting location. So yeah, I do think this would be like a point of interest at some point. I'm curious. I mean, and the thing is that more than likely also that they have. I like the fact that they've kind of built this world without knowing what they're going to do with it, because honestly, I think that's just kind of builds. I think that's like more of a natural way to build like a game as well. It's like this is where this is going to happen. They can build off of the story, and instead of building, sort of building the story around the, or this having the environment be built around the story. It's them doing it the other way around, right? So, which is kind of nice.
And there's not a lot of land plots by this bridge. There's like one small right here. I mean, there's a couple more when you go down lower, but this is like if you thought that this land bridge was important, this Fernwood Small where I'm at right now, I think is the one that you'd want, right? Like if you're like, okay, I can't get like all the land that's like right next to the mine, they're all taken, like, and you're like, where, like, how can I pivot, right? Like what can I do that's going to be like, okay, maybe I have a shot to get a really good land plot. I think this is like an interesting idea right here. It also has like an interesting. The other thing I wish I knew is like what makes a view a good view, right? Like, is it just being near the waterfalls, or can it be anywhere on the map that has like? There's all kinds of areas that have like really beautiful views, right? They're usually higher up. Is it like what makes a land area that's like, if you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to put a hotel here, and it's going to be the difference between like a 3-star hotel versus a 5-star hotel because of the location that you have,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the height for sure. I mean, and no less obstructions, but like, I mean, this is a nice view of the canyon.
Right. That's what this is a good view right here. Yeah.
The one thing I'm kind of curious, I mean, about this particular small one that you found from the Fernwood town is like, you have to also think about, while this is a nice location and isolated, you have to really think about getting the resources over to this location as well. So like, I really hope that we eventually
for building, right? Like,
for building or for even exporting. Like, I mean, I'm not sure what you'd be exporting out here, but you definitely would want to be building something out here, because, and hopefully there's not much competition for you as well. Like if this other location that's right here, you said there's something right here, right? A little town, like little land plots down here somewhere.
Yeah, down here along the hill. I mean, not a lot. There's like there's
like a medium probably right here.
The more you go down, the closer you get to the city. The city is down here in the ravine here, right?
I would even think that you would have to, if you got that small land plot up there, you would have to wait to see what everybody else builds around you, that like workshop wise, and then you would have to make sure that you are the last one to be able to make one that's unique. Like, because if everybody has like a lumber, a fishing, a whatever, I forget what other ones, but you want to make sure that you are competitive because you're up there, right? What else are you going to be up? If everybody else is making fishing land in, like a woodwork location, then why would anybody want to go all the way to the top of the mountain to buy from you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes no sense. So you'd have to like make sure that there aren't too many copies is what I'm saying. So that's why I kind of do want also more workstations types, I guess. I want more like clothing, more different types of styles, of different types of things that you can do. Not just the 7, I think, that we have right now that we know about, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's I wonder about the workshops, because like
unless it's a hotel, right?
In this town here, right here, where you look, like there's all these different land plots, right? Like right here in the town, and so I wonder what the plan is for, like, because like if there's 7 types of workshops, right? There's so many land plots right here. Like there's probably at least 50 land plots in this like little town area, right?
Yeah.
So that means, so like if you just say like, okay, that's at least enough land plots to do 7 of each kind of workshop, right?
Yeah.
So what else is there besides the workshops, right? Like,
right.
Is there enough variety in what can be built to support like having all these land plot, like, or is it just going to be like, there's 6 different like woodworking buildings here, workshops, and so it's like luck of the draw, like, oh, I'm just going to go to this one, or does one person being there, or do 3 people being there make it full, so then it's going to be the second one that needs to get it, and the third one, like how are we going to be able to know like what to really build, and will there be enough variety, or there's just going to be a bunch of land plots that have no use because the few that are closest to the center are getting the most action.
Yeah, and again, so like one thing I took away from the last COPI Café, I mean, they did show us more so about the apartments, right? And one thing that David had mentioned is you want to build demand, and what your demand is, being able to decorate and do all that stuff that's going on in there. So like I saw all the decorations that were in there. They had cabinets, they had clothing, they had tables, they had lighting, they had all these different fixtures and stuff like that. I mean, I'm assuming that, I don't know about you, but I think most of those apartments, I mean, those are already decked out, right? That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be blank, like maybe almost like a white blank slate when you get it.
Yes. So similar to like, I mean, back in the day, back when we used to have the Ape Society, right? They had all these things of like building. They had like assets that were like the all these different furniture assets, chairs, tables. I remember they had pool tables, I think too. Like so, imagine. So that's what I expect for this game, but obviously done properly and done well. Did I just lose you? Yeah, you went up the mountain, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going up the mountain. Yeah.
So I expect exactly that, but of course the difference maker is going to be the level of the large, because I feel like the larger land plots are going to significantly benefit, while the smaller ones are going to have to figure out what to do, because we definitely are going to need more variety. That's a lot more variety. I mean, and that's why I always feel like there has to be certain like levels of unlocking certain things because you're playing the game. Like if you have a small and yours a level 3, then at that point you can maybe make a table. But if you have a small land plot and you reach the level 10, now you can make like, I don't know, a really nice cabinet, right? Of higher quality, maybe. Like, again, it really depends. And so like, that's when you have variety. So like, I think that's what's going to have to be worked on how that works. And there has to be a balance. I expect errors. I expect like some people complaining, or, cause until they get it right, honestly, to be honest, and when it comes down to that. And once they add more variety, though, because the game's going to be very slow to come out. I mean, we need more. We talked about barbershops, right? We talked about tattoo things, right? Like
even Rob mentioned a tattoo shop that long ago,
which might be an NPC thing too, though. Yeah. That's the thing too. So there will be NPC versions there as well. Maybe if you're a woodworking station, maybe you have a different tree, right? Like a different kind of tree for workshop. There's the tree where you are going to be focused on making tools. That's it. You can only do that. Or maybe there's another skill tree where you are going in the furniture route. Right, so they could also do it that way as well, where even though there's not as many workstations right now or types of them, but you have a skill tree as to where it limits you. It's like once you go into the furniture business, you can't really go and start switching up and start making shovels and pickaxes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or pitchforks.
I'm gonna die on this hill that I'm about to climb up on for you. that I really think and hope that there's some way that the apartments are gamified, like that there's a point system that you can have like the world's most decked out apartment for like, like what's the biggest apartment? I think they said level is the Pinnacle apartment.
Yes, I think so. I think that's what it's called.
And so the world's most decked out pinnacle, right? But it can't be as simple as like putting the most stuff in it, right? Like so you have to like, if you're gonna gamify it, you have to be able to like find an optimal arrangement of things, right? Things that kind of go together, things that don't, and like I don't know if you could like have like an AI somehow be able to like rate it, or there's like some kind of algorithm, but like like color combos that clash would be like minus points, and like like, oh well, here's your living room, but it's got like too many chairs in it, right? But like like you're using all these like high quality chairs, and you can't just stuff the room full of them for more points. It has to be like not only like rare, expensive things in there, but also like the right combinations of them to like make the most highly rated pinnacle apartment in all of Cornucopias, like world ranked #1 apartment.
Yeah,
If you can do that, I think you make a really interesting game loop for how the apartments go. I think if you don't do that, if you don't have a way to gamify it, to leaderboard it, then it's just like a thing that people do if they like to, but if they don't, and if you're relying on building demand, like these apartments being like a driver for demand, I think there has to be like a reason more than just like bragging rights and just showing you, look at my cool apartment. It has to be like, oh, I in my guild I'm ranked #5, in the world I'm ranked #20. Like if you do that, then I think it's going to be really cool. But like one thing I've noticed about the game Sims in particular, and maybe this is going to be like some kind of offensive like observation, but my experience is women really enjoy Sims and men don't. Right? Like
100%.
All the girls. Yeah. So now if you're combining like a Sims aspect of this game that women really enjoy in a building aspect of this game that men really enjoy, and you can bring or boys and girls, whatever the case may be, and you can bring them together into this one game, you've really kind of like unlock something there. I think that's really powerful. So maybe the women who love Sims that don't care about like leaderboards, and all that, will love building, but also maybe they'll get into it and like they'll use their their dream decorating their house abilities in this to make the perfect and it's like, oh, and the validation of being like upping your level from like whatever like ratchety apartment level you have to like oh, middle class suburban quality, right? Like I could see that being really popular amongst a wide group of people.
Yeah, there are, as if they do it right, and they obviously, like we always say, is just take the great stuff from games such as The Sims, such as Animal Crossing. There are always ways to those games are popular for a reason. They wouldn't be making that game if it wasn't for something, right? It's definitely a lot of fun. There is a market for it. To this day, I mean, Sims is still super strong to this day, and this is the 5th iteration. I think it's called Sims 5. I think is what the most recent one that came out. So, I mean, I think there's so much that can be done, and you're right. As long as they gamify it the right way, and you don't have to really break the formula. Just use some of the formulas that's already been built with Sims and Animal Crossing, where you can maybe get some unique items, or maybe you have to do certain things to acquire certain things. Or if you have a combination of certain assets in your building, you get something for it because of it, right? Like just because it shows proof. I mean, I don't know. There are ways to do it. And by the way, I just passed a large body of water over here, and I just exposed a few of these land plots. It looks really nice. I'm actually
I'm coming up there too to get him because
it looks really, really nice. Oh, there's this copious. I think this is probably a copious land plot right here, which I'm going to go ahead and land nearby here. But I've exposed a few here just so people can get to see the landscape about near this area. This actually is not a bad area, to be honest. This is a copious land to Fernwood Pleasant Meadow Solace 3005782. It's a good spot.
Yeah, this area is really, this water plot here is pretty cool too, because it almost looks like a Michigan type water, like where there's like the caves, or like not the caves, but like the high cliffs around it, and it's like really deep, like a Lake Superior almost kind of way. And I thought this was this one right here is really interesting.
Yeah,
there's no fishing sign here though, which is
there isn't. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not.
No, or there never will be. Yeah,
or there could be a Nessie in there. You never know.
I mean, it does have that look to it, right? Like
you just never know, and they could plan anything, or maybe that's where a water rift comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you never know.
Like drains out when a rift opens up, all the it goes all down to like the drain there.
That'd be terrible for those land plots nearby, but yeah.
I thought that this water looked special in a way, like maybe this was a point of interest and maybe that's why it's like, maybe because like, what did Josh say, that like maybe there's certain areas where you're not allowed to fish because they're so rare, like you get a ticket for it if you get caught. And so
Yeah,
like
that'd be
maybe
funny.
this is one of those areas that there's something special about this area, because it does feel like a special water area.
I would be cool actually if because like as you said, that my first instinct is to think about like what kind of illegal actions could there be in the game. Like there could be contraband or like certain like there are protected species that you aren't allowed to fish or hunt certain animals because they're protected, and if they're caught having them on your possession, like say a baby deer, and like then there was like, hey, you can't there, it's like a no, it's like it's not deer season yet, why are you hunting those, and you get fined or something, or you have to run away, or I don't know. That'd be kind of cool if there was some sort of like again going back to the whole morale thing, like in Red Dead Redemption, where you could be a bounty hunter or you can be the criminal, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I was thinking about Red Dead Redemption 2 the other day as well when I was doing the scouting, and I was like just looking at a place like I'm looking at right now, and like I'm looking out across like this land here, and like sometimes in Red Dead you look out across the land, and maybe, I mean, I think pretty much always, like if you just looked out you would see animals, right? Like, but like not like in World of Warcraft, where like there was a very specific section of animal where they're like kind of roam around, and they have like a set trail and they respawn, right? Like Red Dead was very different, where it was like, oh, okay, here were some like deer, like a herd of deer going through here, or like over there'd be like a random, I don't know, like buffalo or something. And like I just wondered, if you're standing here like and I'm looking out, am I going to see like a world of activity, or is it going to be sporadic? Like, is it going to be like a hawk and like maybe a wild boar over here, and then like maybe something, but how much is this land going to be filled with NPC type animals that I can hunt, or even quests that are spawning? Like, how close do I need to be to have like a quest spawn randomly for me out here, or will I be able to see it from far away?
I hope the answer to the question is a lot. I hope there's going to be an abundance of animals and killing animals, and I hate to say that, but yeah, I mean hunting animals and stuff like that. I mean that's part of the vid is I would assume this is partially a survival game if you're really into that. I'm curious if they're going to allow people to turn it on and off. Like maybe you can turn it off when you're in the center hub, maybe the sector hub. But if you're in places like Solace, Esperanza, Fortuna, maybe it's automatically activated. Maybe, I don't know, but I hope that there is an abundance. I want these like domes to look to be alive. I want it to be filled with life and death.
Yes, life and death, exactly. Yes. And then I was thinking about the apartments too, like, because when you run around the apartments, are like they were showing it looks like that. Is it going to have NPCs there as well? Are there going to be quests to get there as well? Like, because like I could see the apartments like being like this area where there's like maybe not a lot of reason to go back there. Like, I hope that they have like quests and spawns and things there as well, or like maybe like a random rotation of like weekly or monthly or seasonal type things that people you can talk to there, get like random like daily, weekly quests and things like that in the apartments. It has I'm sure they've thought about this, like having reasons to kind of send you all over the world, where there's no dead area actually, either, where you reach a certain level and there's no point for you to go back there ever.
That's a brilliant thought right there, man. Just because if you think about it, let's say you have it like in The Sims, an NPC, like one of the things sometimes that happens in The Sims is you want to build a relationship with someone that's an NPC and they're a neighbor, and you have like, you take them out on a date or something, or they come by and you invite them to your apartment and you hang out and you cook for them in there. But where are you going to get that food? Where are you going to get the knife? Where are you going to get the cook? Maybe they want a particular, hey, no, they saw in the news that, it's in, Timber, or what, let's say, Crystal Falls, there's apparently this beautiful gem that's out there, and they really want it as a diamond ring, or something, you have to go grab it, as a side quest again, like just because you have that story that you're trying to build. So there is opportunities out there in terms of creating that story. Do you want to still pursue that person and build that like level 10 love scale and whatever? But that'd be very interesting, the way how NPCs can be played, because maybe they would also own their own apartments, considering that they're supposed to be 50 to 100,000 apartments out there. You can't have them all empty.
Yeah. Are they going to be all people? Are there going to be NPCs in some of those apartments?
I could see that. I mean, I can totally see that, having an adventure that's out there. So that's right there, another game right there, because hey, I want to, you have to collect certain, you want to build a garden that's out there. Well, now you have to collect these purple flowers, which I forget. I don't know what these are called. These purple flowers that are everywhere, and you can add them to your home, because you can go ahead and pick them for the woman who you're courting.
Something that you were just talking about that made me think about one of my favorite things from World of Warcraft was like the reputation building that you could with the different factions.
Yeah.
Like you could, you had your levels and you maxed your level, but then there are all these, I mean, probably over 100 factions throughout the game where you would up your reputation with them, and the higher reputation you went, you have access to more things that they would sell. And I was like, with the power of AI powered NPCs, and like being able to maybe choose like one or two paths with a certain NPC, like maybe you're with this specific NPC, like you decide maybe it's better to be feared than like liked by them, right? And then having them be a little bit afraid of you, like opens up a certain basket of quests that, and the ones where he likes you or she likes you, it opens up a totally different basket of quests with different outcomes. And like and so the only way, if you ever wanted something from like them liking you, you would have to spend all this time recalibrating your reputation with them, and like rework your way from hated to liked, so there's all this like constant decision making about your reputations with different characters, and maybe that leads to an overall reputation with the game, like the most feared person of all of Cornucopias, or the most beloved person in all of Cornucopias, based on your aggregate fear or love from different NPCs. Like that's just that right there, it would be a whole game in of itself. That's exactly not like in this, it would just be a mini game,
100%. I mean, there's so much potential in this game that they can just add and continue to grow. I'm actually currently, I think I'm in Warden's Watch right now, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just
north.
I'm working my way back east a little bit here to see what's over here by these waterfalls.
This is a beautiful, like little kind of nice little straight road over here between the trees. Kind of nice. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, it's really nice. These are nice little homes right here.
Yeah.
Warden's Watch, nice.
I'm gonna make my way up to the big lake, because I definitely want to make sure we get that lake in this episode. I think we have plenty of time for it, but that lake I think is interesting.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different plots up here on different elevations in this area as well, that they're kind of like stair-stepped around here, where there's like one down here that I'm looking at, and then I think there's another one up here, maybe not up here at this level, but down the levels lower. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get some aerial shots as well, as you have done in the past with that video.
Yeah, I mean, people don't know, it's a 9.5 hour video. Mm-hmm. I've started Solace 2, but I'm only really an hour and a half into it. So I tried to cover every square inch of all of Solace 3. Oh, here's another whole land bridge, right? Is this the same one? No, that's the same one as before. Never mind.
Yeah, oh yeah, you went back the way you came.
Yeah.
I actually found this nice land plot right here. I'm actually walking up to it. I'm gonna it just seems like this is beautiful. I'm gonna fly above. This looks like a large land plot, all by itself on this like plateau looking thing right here. Wow, this is pretty nice. Nice spot for anybody who wants to take it. Here you go. I'm gonna expose it to all you epics and mythics out there. It's epic land plot number 0053895 Warden's Watch, Pleasant Meadows, Solace 3. So everybody write that down. Somebody's out there pissed right now, like, no, because look at the spot on this thing. Look at this. Look at that.
I hope, man. I hope that this land grab goes as like all these people with land come out of the woodworks. Like, it's hard for me to, because as involved as you and I are in this project, like from the outside looking in, it's hard for me to imagine there's people out there that bought land and then have forgotten about it. I hope that it's mostly like people who bought land and then have been checked out, but still every once in a while we're like, what's ever going on with that project that I got that land for? And then they catch up on a COPI Café, or they pop in Discord for a minute, like there's also like, when you're on Discord and you see the same few hundred people like every day for weeks and months and years at this point, there's also like a whole bunch of people that just don't even have Discord, that don't use Discord, that never even thought of it, right? Like, I wonder how checked out they are, or if they're chomping at the bit to be able to get in here and get their land and see what it's all about, like what they minted. Or are they, like you've talked about, are they all out there, the just investors waiting for this time to dump their land, like when the price goes up after like the land grabs or something?
Yeah, I'm very curious. Yeah, I just can't wait till we actually get this going. It's hard to speculate. It's hard to speculate on that, just because, again, we just don't know what we don't know. We don't know what people are doing. I think obviously we're going to have a good turnout from the guilds. It's just those individuals that are just out there, just been holding on. I've seen a lot of land plots starting to be posted. I will say on JPEG Store, just people just trying to get some, either maybe because they've seen ADA go back up, they want their ADA back and they want to make some money. So those are being starting to flood the market, I think, recently that I've seen.
I also wonder if there's people that are getting okay. So what the land, when people first minted land, whether they rightly or wrongly believed like what the land represented in the game, like, no, I don't know. No one knows like what they thought and what was expressly said by the team. But like, I do think like a lot of people, when they bought land, and to me to an extent, as well, like what I believed had been said and was the purpose of land might not have like explicitly been promised by the team. Like it was like some people are like kind of like taking their own interpretations of things and what they thought or hoped this game would be, and maybe as like the game has been more clear, they're not so sure like what the land is supposed to be, and
right.
And so like I do wonder if some people are selling because like, oh well, this isn't what I signed up for, right. Like people who went heavy on land. I've seen, and who knows when people are complaining or whatever, they're like, this isn't what I thought, I'm gonna go sell all my land. It's hard for me to believe like that's actually what they're doing. Like sometimes you're just venting frustration when you say something like that. But I also do wonder, if there are people out there that bought 50, 100 land plots that are like, well, maybe I should get rid of, a huge portion of these because it's not what I thought I would be. So,
yeah, considering when this came out, right? We're talking 2021, the summer of 2021, I believe, is when these all came out. If I'm correct.
Yeah.
So imagine
certainly the announcement. I think the myth was in 2022, though.
2022. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 year off. But yeah, like I mean, imagine
early 2022.
Yeah. So like if they were. That's when crypto was at its peak, a lot of traders for sure. So I really do think, like, if I were to, I'm not a betting man, but if I were to bet, I would probably say that there were 70% traders, 30% gamers that are, and maybe actually would be like 60, 30, and then 10% were a mix of both.
Yeah.
Right. 10% would be a mix of both. So 60% traders, 30% gamers, and 10% mix of both. So that's how I see it. Now, so that says a lot. I mean, if I'm right, then that's going to be a lot of dumping and a lot of not maybe people just playing to see how this is going to go. Because this is, again, this has never been done before. We don't know what to expect. This game, actually, you can see it in its glory right now with as I'm flying around here. Like, this is incredibly beautiful in terms of a game that's coming into fruition, that's promising, that can be similar to in capacity of like a game such as like Elder Scroll Online or World of Warcraft. So like it's just that huge. And there's so much potential with, again, what we were talking about with when it comes down to like marketing and stuff like that, like with even with just shoes, and even like advertisement on like billboards in Kalito Valley. I mean, there's a huge revenue potential. I mean, it's going to be much better of a market, I think, in my opinion, in the long run, more so than like Roadblocks, because I mean, look at Roadblocks; they're having a crappy time right now because their way is starting to fail horribly bad, and it's mainly because of the fact that they just aren't caring enough of the consumer. They're just not. They're letting it run amok, and it's really hurting them. It really badly. I don't think it's gonna. I think Roblox is gonna fail pretty bad.
That's interesting because like Roblox has always been one of the best comps for this game for me, like in terms of like what it wants to be, you know.
Yeah, it's
like
gonna fail.
In terms of a crafting game,
it's gonna fail because of the predatory aspect of it, and that's the thing. It's just all these.
You mean from Roblox is that like the company is predatory about it?
The company is a predator. Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's been known more recently. There's been lawsuits about it. Actually, I mean, I'd say it, but there was a child that was kidnapped because they got through communicated through Roblox and also through Discord. It's just and it's like it's very strange how Roblox is handling that situation with just how predatory their platform is. It's horrible because their games are not safe. I mean, even though we talked about Steam and how like these MasterCard and Visa has started to block transactions from people buying those not safe for work games, while those are those are like legal and they're posted as like, hey, these are not safe for work, it's legit. But in Roblox, no, there's none of that. There's none of that. You don't know what game you're buying. You don't know what kind of stuff is out there. So Roblox is not doing well, man. It's a terrible thing. And now I feel like Cornucopias has that control here, and that's something that I think also will be great. The fact that they're going to be having those game developer kits when the custom game domes come out too, because you're going to have there's a you can't deviate too much from what their developer kit will have, versus in those games, man, it's insane what type of crazy, disgusting games are out there in Roblox that are very like predatory to kids.
I was thinking back about the NFTs that you were just talking about, and when they were like 2022, when that time frame, what that must like really thinking about what that was like in 2022, like because like people were like, oh yeah, well the bull market was over in 2022, and like maybe you believe that now, but like I could promise you, like in 2021 and in 2022, people were like, this is just buy the dip, most people were like, there's another leg up coming, right? And so like when you think about that, like even though like the market was going down, and this was like right after like NFT mania, that this project started like minting its first NFTs, right? So like I think there's a potential, and now this of course is on Cardano, where like NFTs were not we're not like it was on Ethereum, and like I mean like because the NFT craze happened on Ethereum in like 2021, really.
Yeah.
And then it popped in 2021, but like you didn't really know that at the end of 2021. You didn't really know that in early 2022 because it was just volatile, and you thought, maybe it's going to come back up. So like maybe there were a bunch of people on the Cardano network that saw what happened on the Ethereum network at that time and was like, oh, I'm gonna get my NFTs right now, and maybe that they're gone, and I could see that being like I don't know, really hard thing for that, like to get them to come back. Like you're gonna like I wonder how they come back, right? Like in the same way that maybe Roblox is losing people and they've lost the way, or your customer base has lost the way. How do you get those people who maybe have checked out, or are they just gone? Or is it just the thing where the game has to get so popular they have to come back? They have to go find that wallet and find that land plot that they bought back in 2022. I don't know.
I mean, the thing about, I think the way that we get people back into this game is in a sense like a proof of concept to Web3 as a whole, because it's literally this is it. Like, I mean, if someone were to in the future, like once we have crypto is properly adopted and people are finally thinking, oh, it's finally not a scam, it's finally not what people think Web3 is, because people hate Web3. People despise Web3 with a passion. It's unbelievable how much there is such fight against it. But then the very thing that they hate is the very thing that's going to save the industry, though. That's the thing. It's what people don't understand. I think it's just more so education. I don't know how that people are going to be enlightened by it, but something like this game and it getting word and news and coverage on it, such as what we're doing, that they're trying to do it the right way, it's gonna pop. That's what I think. That's the only way, because hey, there's a game that's actually doing it the very legit way. You know, they're not scamming people. They're very transparent. They have a small team. They've been doing it the right way. They're very, you know, it's on. Some of it is on chain, on multi-chain as well. They're doing partnerships. They, you know, they're this. That's really the only way that you can do it. Is just really just word of mouth and getting and letting people know that this is exactly what NFTs are meant for. And it's not just like, hey, let me just create some, you know, a doodle on a doodle picture and then post that and sell it for money, and that's it, and not deliver. They're delivering. I mean, look at us. We've been doing this for, again, I keep reiterating, we keep doing this for like over a year now. We're quote unquote playing this game and hanging out, giving people tours and doing all this stuff to help people like invest. Not, it's also an investment too to some people. This is how you do it. This is the only way to do it. It's getting people such as us to really cover it, showcase that this is what you paid for out of these NFTs. And then this can be fun. You can see the vision. You can see what's happening here. And it's going to be, as long as you're educating people on how the COPI token is played into the market, because as long as you show that chart again, that the ecosystem of how COPI kind of flows through the COPI team and flows through the game and flows through their investors and their gamers, and have that thing just start jump starting, right, and just rotating. It's great. It's a beautiful concept, and it's gonna take some time to really, you know, figure all that stuff out and finesse everything properly. But I just want more people to be aware of this game. I mean, it's going to be a game changer, and I just hope that people can finally get that negative feeling of Web3 out of their mind. And I think this is the game that's going to do it.
I think if they have a way, and maybe they're not talking about it right now, because, you know, we haven't really heard from the guy Philip Black in a while, and I understand that, because like really, like, the game economy is like the last thing that, other than, I mean, the you know, the dome building is probably the last thing that they're going to do, would be my guess. But like the game economy is pretty near the end of the roadmap, right? So, you know, how can they possibly predict, you know, what exactly things are going to look like when they get there? Because I mean, to predict all the decisions they had to make, you know, over the last year to get here since last August, like I don't know what they are, but I imagine they're like insane, the pivots that they've had to make. So, like, you know, I do think people are like, oh, well, I sure would like to know, you know, I paid $1,000 for this copious land plot, and I would like to know right now exactly how much COPI I'm going to earn every single day with my land plot, right? Like, or even if I would, you know, like, or what I'm going to have to do to earn it. Well, yeah, that would be great. Like, if we had that, like, but like, do you really think that they have that knowledge? Like, at this point, like, what, like, anything that they say, it's going to be like this. They run the risk of like, okay, well, 6 months from now, we said this 6 months ago, and now we have to come and tell you, you know, we were wrong about this. Or what if it could be better than what they would say right now? And now it's like, oh, I think they just need to build the game, see what they've done every step of the way. And you know, if your lands can earn rewards, and how that will work, and if it's going to be worth your investment, like, you know, if you look at it as an investment, if you don't look at it as a game expense, well, then, you know, that was the risk that you took. That was the risk that we all take here. That, you know, hopefully that they figure out a way to make it worth your while for what you had to put down in the beginning. But you're still, like, we're all far away from getting that information, even though the land grab is coming. Like they're not going to be like, okay, well, the land grab was today. Guess what? And here's the rewards you're going to start earning, you know, tomorrow now on your land plots. That's not happening. I don't think so. Yeah, like, but I do understand the frustration, because of course we'd all love that information. We'd all love to know how the economy is going to work. But I just, you know, we're not getting it for a while, and I don't, you know, I'm not. My life, for one, is better not expecting to get it anytime soon. Like, I don't, you know, and I would just rather hope that they get it. Whatever they figure out, it'll be, you know, it may not be the best that version that I would have wished for, but it'll be the best version that was deliverable, that anyone would have been capable of delivering given the circumstances of the tech and the world that we live in. So.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just goes back to just if you're really a fan of this game and if you really want it to thrive, you better start talking a little bit more about it. Start doing those engage posts on X at least, that minimum you can do, because honestly, like, I want the game to be like, yeah, it gets released with 7 workstations. Okay, people are like even me, like that's really low to me. Like, maybe they can fix it and give us variety. But the only way that that's going to ever happen is where we have now 30 different workstations, right? Is by having the game last a long time. It has to be 2 years, 3 years down the line. Then where there is revenue being generated enough to where they have like a team of like, 100, 200 people. Rob's probably having a nightmare thinking about that. But
well, he did say 200. He said in our interview that we had with him last year, he did say ideally, like, it's hard to say, but 200 was a good number to him.
Yeah, and that just means that there's more time to develop. It's more people to develop. Sorry, and more content to come out. More resources put into building that Sims version game of Cornucopias. More of that ESO game, Elder Scroll Online version of a game that's being put out there. More mini games that are going to be put out there, like Rumble Ball and this new mystery game that we're going to be doing in Arrow Trail, stuff like that. More of that, because this game has become more popular. That land plot that you bought, now that vehicle that you bought, now that bobblehead that you bought, all means something, right? Because people are going to be flowing through this game. Parents are looking for a great game for their child. Parents are sick of having, they want something fun. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go back to Roblox. But the reason why Roblox is such a great game and being talked about right now is because kids love Roblox. They loved it. Parents loved Roblox. It was such a great exact thing that everybody wanted. This game has that. This game will be kid friendly.
Can you share what Roblox is, though, just for people who may not know? Like, maybe my understanding.
It's the fact that you can create any game that you want, and actually it can be monetized, yes. And you can just build whatever game that you want on the platform, and just and have people in there. It's very easy, but it's just being used in a very negative way. But there's no checks and balances in the system, though. There's no one's going out there and looking at if the game is kid friendly or not. There's none of that. There's no regulation there. That's the issue with the game. And if they don't do something about it, it's gonna fall, and it will. But guess what? Like, that's parents work this.
What,
this
do they
game,
have like porn games or stuff? Like, is the game
100? Yes.
Oh, really?
That's exactly where I'm going with it. Yes. Yeah. So it's not.
Well, that will never happen.
Corn.
That's
it's
like
porn.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
But they already. I mean, I would say that's an impossibility right here. Like,
correct. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this game is doing it the right way, and if parents of kids, which are a lot, like the whole kid friendly thing is a big deal here too. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of huge. I mean, parents are looking for something for their children and themselves to kind of have fun and not have to worry about their kid being, being used as basically just they don't want their kid to be a prey, right, to a predator. So, and that's kind of what the issue is right now.
So it's like Roblox is like Craigslist in the beginning, right? Like
yes.
or like like it's like and we're like and then Cornucopias is like, maybe like a like a little bit safer place, like, I don't know, like Instagram or something, where it's that's funny because I never thought about it like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's funny, and you can probably cut this out if you want to, but there was a guy who had actually taken it upon himself to be a hero in this whole story with Roblox, where he himself decided to act as a child, become the police, and actually had 6 guys arrested for preying on kids and even using I hate to say it, but Discord, because again, and that's probably why all this whole age verification thing is literally finally happening because of this,
without a doubt. Yeah.
But
there's whole YouTube channels devoted to that, though. Like that whole concept, like not on Roblox, but like on just like like pretending to be a kid on Facebook and like getting those messages.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
But guess what happened? Guess what Roblox did to that guy?
What? Oh, they banned him.
They took him. They put a cease and desist order. They banned him because he was the one doing all these things against outside policies about, like, reaching out to kids, talking to them outside of the platform and all that. So they cut him out of this whole system. So it's just like, again, like, are you serious? Like, you banned the guy who actually, like, proof, like, he actually has video and actually recorded these people getting arrested, and he did it. He was doing a service. He was putting these people out, and yet he got banned. So that's how Roblox responded to it.
Yeah, I mean, that is that is a messed up situation.
Yeah,
like all around. I mean, there's just like, it seems like there's no like because I do like I could see, I mean, because like I could see how, like, someone who's not a professional, like, that's doing that, and then like you as a business being like, like, what are you doing, like, you're now you're putting your life at risk too, like, if this goes wrong, like an unsanctioned sting operation, so
right.
like I mean, like, I could kind of sympathize with that, but the whole thing is like, let's get a mechanism in place where that's like a virtual impossibility, and like to me it seems like crypto has the answer for that, because it's like, I tell people all the time that you're like 5 or 7 years away from like your whole having a digital ID that's
Correct.
verifiable on the blockchain, where you can, like, through at midnight you can share your age and nothing else. You don't have to give your name, your address, or any of that. You can just verify your age.
100%.
And so we're getting there. And it seems like that this, I don't know. I mean, parents are going to like that aspect of this. I always think that what's going to get a parent to play this game from a kid is for that kid to be like, hey, Mom, you remember that $40 NFT that you helped me, buy, or that I minted in the game because we got this and this? They're like, yeah, I sure do, Sonny. Well, guess what? I sold that NFT for $300, and now I want to take that money and I want to go buy this whatever. And then they're like, wait, you made money on that game? You made a profit on that NFT? Like that right there will be the best advertising that this game ever does for anybody ever. So
or even for that free to play person who just never spends money at all. I mean, and they're making a living out in wherever it is, like, most likely a third world country. Like, it's gonna happen. I mean, oh man, I didn't have enough juice to get up there. dang it. It's just, I don't know. It's just, there's so much potential. I'm really excited for what's to come. We just need more eyes on it. We need more coverage. We need more people talking about the game, because this is going to be, I mean, midnight is going to be the answer. Also, like what you just said, I 100% agree with you on that. Midnight's going to be something that's, you can only, it's verifiable to the like, I guess, one way, right? Like, only one like, it's not going to be like one where it's fully exposing you. It's going to be only when it's necessary that you're going to be having to disclose your information to, let's say, when you purchase a particular item for like returns or anything like that, or verifying that you have it for registering a product or something like that. I mean, it just makes sense for there be something that exists that tracks your identity, but yet it's not going to be like so much as to where you're going to have to suffer the identity theft or something like that.
Yeah. Or just getting your name and number on. I get 15 spam calls a day, dude. So like, it'd be nice to not have to give out my number every time I buy something online. So
yes, I just want real people contacting me. Oh my god, I'm tired of those.
It's not even fun anymore, because like you used to be able to mess with them and like talk to a live person and be like, use a weird accent and keep them on the phone. Now it's just AI voices, and so there's no point in answering anymore. It's really ruined the fun that I used to have with these constant, like, incessant calls.
That's where people are using AI for. They're using technology for it's the worst, right? Yeah, they really do sound like real, right? They add the ums, the ahs, the exhales, right? They add all of these extra little nuances just to make you feel like you're actually talking to a person. I hear all these voice messages all the time, man. It's getting really real. Like, you can't not tell at times when it's happening, like, or when it's a real person. I've had calls recently because I've had to deal with certain people coming to my place, and I'm like, okay, that's a real person. Like, it's hard to vet these days.
Yeah,
I want it now. Crypto's probably going to fix that.
I'm trying to rent out one of my rentals right now because it's vacant, and I have to answer all these calls now. And so it's like 1 out of 15 of them are someone interested in looking at the place. It's brutal.
Oh man, I feel for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been hard. Eddie, you got any final thoughts for this week's episode?
Well, yeah, final thoughts. Congratulations to Linda for finding the bobblehead in the Solace 2 mine. I couldn't find that sucker at all. I tried for hours, but it probably wasn't even in there for all I know. Let's see what else.
Good job to Zeke bringing up the cheeky racers question.
Yes.
It was cool to know that they talk about it every month almost. That we now understand the problem is that they want to. It makes sense that they want to break it up and do a top helmet and boots. So it sounds like they're going to have to do trade in your cheeky racer whatever for these 3 NFTs at some point, a burn and a replacement. I don't know how that will work, but something like that, I would think.
Yeah, that's very cool because I have a mythic one. I'm ready to ride it on my GTI.
Oh, do you? I had the rare. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth having. I'm glad I bought it, so I'm gonna be owning that sucker with my mythic GTI. I'm gonna be driving the thing around. You'll see me.
But they've talked about utility for that thing for a long time, so we don't know what it's gonna be. We just know that there's gonna be something at some point that they're gonna figure out.
Well, apparently they already have a slight utility from what Josh mentioned in this recent one, so I guess you have access to a certain channel in the Cheeky channel
on their end, but not on the
game's on their end. Correct, on their end, yes. And I guess another thing would be my understanding, and again, there might be more updates later on, but another thought is, try to figure out how to start buying the super token for the Superverse, because my understanding is that Phase 3 Superverse gun is going to be $20 on base only, and it's going to be done using the Superverse token, which I think is super. So we have to learn how to do that. So start planning on getting those $20 in there.
I'm pretty sure it's listed on Coinbase.
Yeah. So you just have to go ahead and just make sure you purchase it on Coinbase. Then
I was under the impression that it was a free NFT through them.
It is a free NFT for the common, and then there's going to be for the higher rarities. It's going to be $20.
So
in value.
So I can go get my free, and you're saying I can go get my free common.
Yes.
If I want to get a rarer one, it is $20, and now I have a chance at a mythic for $20, or are they all different prices? Like you can buy a mythic for $50.
No, they're going to be. It's a chance to. My understanding, it's going to be a chance to mint like you normally would, and have a chance to get. Yeah.
I had not gotten that information. That's good to know. So
yeah, that was in the last COPI Café. That not this one, episode 135. It's about like 7 minutes in. If anybody wants to go back to that COPI Café, and he mentions that it's going to be on the Superverse token, and you have to. That's going to be the mint, the token used to purchase that on base for the Superverse gun. And there's also going to be a new backpack that's going to be the Snow White, the cuties Snow White. I'm kind of curious, or White Snow or Snow White. I forget what it's called, but it's going to be. I'm curious what that's going to look like. So
yeah. I mean, I love the mints. You know me. I have participated in every single one of them, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. So let's keep them coming. Eddie and I want to give a huge thanks to the Knights Guild for welcoming us into their amazing community. Be sure that you follow them and us on X. You'll find the links in the description to join the Discord and the Guild website. As always, a massive shout out to Rob, Josh, David, and everyone working around the clock. I assume you guys are still not getting enough sleep. I'm sure of it. You guys are doing such hard work, and we are really appreciative and grateful. So Eddie and I can come in here and goof around for an hour a week and just talk about the game. So we appreciate it. We appreciate all your hard work. Don't forget to subscribe to Around the Corn here on YouTube and X, so you never miss an episode. Until next time, Eddie and I, we will see you around the corn.
Deuces. Why did it undo it? I think I did an update recently with OBS. That's probably what happened. It like undid everything. All right, there we go. Sorry. I can do my sound test now. 3, 2, 1.